Yeah, I'm here at Mission Valley Mall because San Diego police have arrested one suspect, Arturo Rene Lujan, for two separate kidnappings that happened here at the mall. The first happened on Tuesday around 1:30. The second, just yesterday around 2 o'clock. We talked to the father of the little girl who was picked up and then released on Tuesday. And he has a message for you if you want to keep yourself or your family safe. He says, fight back.
We'd gone over this before, so there's always been a plan in place.
Vince, who didn't want to give his last name to protect his and his family's identity, says knowing what to do before anything happens is key.
My daughter, thankfully we've gone over it before, and so she knew exactly what to do, which was, hey, let's yell, let's scream.
Vince says his daughter was taken Tuesday as his wife and their young son were heading to their car in the Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot.
As they were approaching the parking lot, a gentleman came up right from behind my daughter and picked her up and turned around, and my wife, within a second or two, kind of after processing it, realized, hey, what's going on? I immediately responded, as if, oh, I thought this was someone else, and put my daughter down. And my wife, she was holding a cast iron skillet in her hand, so she had threatened to swing at him, and at that point he put her down. We've told our kids at any point, if there's someone that you don't know, that you don't recognize, if they touch you, pick you up, to immediately run and yell as loud as you can.
It's advice that comes in handy because criminal defense attorney Gretchen von Helms says even though he didn't get far, Vince's daughter was still kidnapped, if only for a few minutes.
Once you move a victim against that person's will several feet, that's all it takes. That's a finished kidnap.
Von Helms says the penalty for kidnapping is 11 years.
If you kidnap a child for ransom or for other bad purposes, then that elevates the punishment up to life.
Vince says he's thankful those controversial license plate readers SDPD used to catch the suspect in his daughter's kidnapping worked.
If they do choose to use these things, that they use it with the correct intentions. And I believe in these particular cases, this is one of those situations where it's used for the correct intentions.
Vince offers this advice: after you fight back, live.
There's still the evil out there, but don't let it stop you. Go out there, enjoy your summer, enjoy the mall.
Vince wants to thank San Diego police for taking the time and the care with his baby girl just to make sure she was okay after a really scary situation. He also wants to thank Target Security for being there and stepping into action to help his family on that Tuesday. Arturo Rene Lujan's first court appearance is an arraignment that is scheduled for Tuesday. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Kirsten, just so frightening. I know my kids are grown, but when they were little, they're right by you. And to think that a guy could just come up, grab them. I mean, thankfully, the girl fought back, both of them did, and the suspect didn't get far with those two little girls. But explain why this is still being referred to as a kidnapping when he may have only taken those children just a few feet away.
Yeah, whether you are a child or an adult, if you are moved anywhere by force, if you're picked up and taken anywhere by force, that is, by legal definition, a kidnapping. Luckily, those young girls are safe with their families, but that's the legal definition of kidnapping. If you are moved by force against your will, that is the legal definition of kidnapping. Marcella?